Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, and I always feel like Taryn says that this is some kind of a confession, but really what it is cross stitch. And this will be my update. The last video I put out was my whip parade, and I hope you enjoyed it. I do these videos for myself and for other people to have an idea of, I don't know, things that I like and that may be out there that they may like. I never thought I would talk about this, but I have a video I took down. I just took down today. And mostly because I had gotten a rather negative comment on it. It's an older video. And the person who made the original negative comment, who I didn't say much to, except, you know, if you don't like something on YouTube, you can just move on. Someone else yesterday or the day before decided they needed to take what was probably a fairly good amount of time to write me very, very long, paragraphs long comment on that comment. The person who wrote the original comment told me that she was very sorry and that she was in a very bad place. And I understand that. I think we all have that at times. And, you know, we had talked through it and we both moved past it. And I left the video up. It was a video that I had made in response to a question, and apparently it had been viewed a lot. It had over 4,000 views on it. But, you know, I get it. You know, I get it. Life is not easy. Life can be very trying and very difficult. But that does not give any of us the right to make life more trying or more difficult for anyone else. I'm glad the comment was left on my video because, to be honest, I've been around too long and I have had to work with too many different people to really care that much about it. I do these videos for fun. I don't ask you to buy anything. I don't ask you to subscribe to anything. I don't make t-shirts and ask you to join my fan club, which I don't have a problem with any of that. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great that this is an avenue for people to get together in a community and that we can support each other. I'm not in a position where I want to do that right now. I'm just sharing my needlework and my craft. That's all I'm doing. I'm sharing. If you don't like what I'm sharing, how I'm presenting it, or what I'm saying, please, you don't need to leave a comment. You don't even need to watch the whole video. Just move on, because I'm sure that there is content out there that you will like and appreciate. Maybe not today if you're in a bad mood. If you're in a bad mood, turn it off, go outside, get some fresh air, take a walk, take a nap. Refresh your soul. Don't use this time to try to destroy someone else's. Probably what's wrong with this world is we don't know when to step back and keep our mouths shut and our fingers off the keyboard. Okay, my rant. Got that off my chest. Like I said, I'm glad it happened to me, although I can be oversensitive, and yes, I have dwelt on it some, but I'm going to put it behind me. I try not to judge people, and I try not to care when people feel the need to judge me. That's all I'm going to say. And please, you don't need to comment. I understand. I appreciate your sympathy, your empathy, but you don't need to comment on that rant. I'm leaving it in because I want people to know that I'm not protected from that. but I'm not going to let it change my life or affect me either. And I pray and hope that you don't, if anything negative happens on your channel, that does not impact you either. We have a lot of new Floss Tube makers in our community, and yes, there are snarky people. It's not all sweetness in life, although we wish it were. I always try to take the time when I look at a video to leave a nice comment. I can't always. I mean, I don't always have the time, and sometimes I fall asleep, I admit. I'm tired and I'm watching your video at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I try to always remember to go back and make a comment. And I have gone back and rewatched a video that I have fallen asleep on. Not because the video is boring, but because I was too tired to watch it all the way through. So anyway, that being said, it's a beautiful sunny day here in New York. Yes, October 10th, I'm in a cami and a pair of shorts. Gotta love it. It's been in the 70s or 80s the last 2 weeks. We've had some rain. It's very humid. I guess, Mother Nature is really out of sorts this year. It wasn't that long ago we would have snow by now. Well, usually flurries, and it usually goes away. Although back in, is it 30 years ago now? There was a huge snowstorm before today's date, and it closed roads down, it knocked out power. So, there goes the dogs. I'm doing some laundry and it sounds like it's a little out of balance. Sorry. Anyway, what have I been doing? I actually found 2 whips that I had left upstairs and forgot to include in my whip parade. So, kind of an apology to these whips, I decided I was going to work on these. And so, the first one that I worked on, when I realized I had forgotten it, was my Marvel. And this is Marvel Superheroes, and I love this one. I think it's pretty cool. It's by My Stitchland. Let me see if I can get it out of the bag. And this is where I am now. I think the last time I showed it, this was all white area. And I had said that this was Hulk's head coming in. And that's exactly what this is that I started stitching, was Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. And then there's another hero whose head is in here, whose body comes down in here. So, yep, I'm enjoying it. It's on 18 count Magic Guide, I think. And I was having a good time working on that. I'll put this back in my Active Whip chair cover bag, which I really like keeping these in. And then the next one that I forgot was an Alessandro Adelaide chart. Don't know how I forgot it, because I love it. It's Halloween Meow. And I think the last time I showed you this, I had done the tail, the stem, and I was partway done with some of this orange and the pumpkin. So I got this out and I worked on it. And it's coming along really well. And this is on a piece of, I don't know what this is, if it's 18 count maybe, that I dyed myself. And there you can see that I've got all the orange, the dark orange in at the bottom of the pumpkin. And I'm coming up into the cat's head. And I also started some of that paw claw mark on the jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, this is a fun stitch. I really like it. I really like them all. I suppose if I didn't really like them all, I wouldn't do them. So, And what I had decided was I was going to do some of the outline black of the cat, which is just DMC 310 right now, in Whisper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I get all of the black done, and then I'm going to go back and add a strand of the Whisper here and there along the outside edge, just to kind of give him more of a frazzled cat look. And then Halloween's coming, and there's the hashtag on Instagram, which I am not good at keeping up with Instagram or Facebook or anything else, because I find there's just so much that I want to do that I very rarely think about going out and looking at all the stuff out there. Although I do go out, and I don't know if that's a like when you do that little heart thing, but I do that. So anyway, for Witchy Wednesday, or on Wednesdays we stitch black, I've been working on Nora Corbett's Gwen. And I've just been stitching black. I think there's a lot of black on Gwen. I have stitched the rest of the wrought iron posts, and I've put more black in down here for the bottom of her skirt. But she's great. I love her. Green is my favorite color. And this is also on a piece of 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. Fun things. Let's see if I turn this light on. Do I get any better? Turn it up maybe. Oh, sorry. Okay, so, and that was all the whips I worked on. But I did work on, excuse me, I don't know why it's so dark in here all of a sudden. At least I feel like it's dark. I have lots of lights on though. So on Sunday, I actually did a new start because there's the hashtag Santa Sunday. And I don't know if that's Priscilla and Chelsea that started that hashtag. I do love their work, by the way. I love the alternative finishing that they do. But I started the Prairie Schooler North Pole Santa for 2017 with the polar bear. And this is, I'm having a good time. I like this one. And of course, I have way too much fabric for him. I'm just trying to determine which way's up. And this is 18 count Putty Khaki Davos. And you can see there's the polar bear butt. And that's part of Santa. And that's the collar of the polar bear started. But I'm really liking this. I am finding, like Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch said, this Davos. I don't know if it looks very even, and it is very even, but those threads kind of move really easily, and I'm finding myself fighting to keep my embroidery floss on top of the fabric. So, but it's going okay, and I'll finish it. I really like it. I only worked on this on Sunday, and I will work on it more this coming Sunday, hopefully, if I remember. My next other problem is just remembering what I think I'm going to do. Hopefully, I didn't just jinx myself saying I'm going to work on it. And then yesterday, I had another new start because I think Elaine said that she counted 30 whips, and I forgot those two, so it's more like 32 or so. So why not another new start? There's always room for more. It's kind of like Jell-O. But I started, I think Cindy. I can't remember Cindy's channel. I just watched her yesterday. But she was working on number 1, I think, and number 7. And this is number 8. Fragments in Time by Summer House Stitchy Works. And this is on 32 count Platinum Belfast. Yes, I can work on something other than Ada. It's just I stitch in hand, and Ada's a little easier, or even weave. But that's what I have done there, is the deer and the letters at the top. And that's what it looks like finished. So it's small, and it's a fun stitch. I really enjoyed that. So that's Fragments in Time. And I started it yesterday, October 9th. This is October 10th, and it's about 20 minutes to 12. And yes, my wind-up clock will chime 12 times, so I'm going to try to get through as much as I can before it does. Let's see, I did have a fully finished object, and that was my pixies. I got the back stitching done, and I got the rest of the beads put on that I wanted to put on, and that's what that looks like. That's the two little pixies, and I put jingle bells, and I finished it in a 4-inch wooden hoop, and I did paint the hoop, although you can't see it anymore. It's actually a gold color, and it's a beaded cord and pom-pom trim, and I finished it with blue felt, and there's just a ribbon streamer that hangs down in the back. The bells are sewn on with gold Kreinik on the bottom. And then there's more bells on the top that I put on with like a enamel thread. More like fishing line though, because that doesn't cut with the metal. And then that's just a very sparkly metallic ribbon that I used as a loop. And I think this is fun because they're pixies and there's a bell. And when I was a very little kid, I remember one Christmas Eve getting up because I wanted a drink of water. And my father came charging down the hall at me, and I hear this bell ringing, and my dad telling me I had to get back in bed, that Santa's elves were there, and they were checking to make sure that we were all in bed so Santa Claus could come. And I remember that scared me to death. But now I've got these bells, and they can go on my front doorknob on Christmas Eve, and when the bells ring, the elf is in the house, preparing the way for Santa. And I love that. So that is a fun thing. And so that's my finish. And I feel pretty good about this past couple of weeks. I got quite a bit done. Those weren't the only crafts that I worked on. Really the only thing I have to show right now. I did make some purchases. A lot of what I purchased was craft stuff, and I'm not going to show you all my craft stuff because you just don't. This is about stitching. So what I did was I went online because I can't remember who I saw, but you know, that fear of missing out is real. So I went to Jeannie's Cross Stitch, which is the official Etsy shop for Soda Stitch. And came in a white envelope, and it had plastic wrapping envelope inside, and this is her card. And it is actually coming from Korea, so it took a while. It didn't take terribly long, but it took a little bit. Just trying to find it. So what I got was I got the Alice in Wonderland because I am Cambridge Gifts by Kelly, and when I was making dolls and stuff and I made my white rabbits, I had a White Rabbit and Company. Cambridge Gifts by Kelly and White Rabbit and Company was a subsidiary. I mean, it makes it sound big and important, but it was just the way I named it. So I thought that this was really cute. I mean, there are probably color changes I would make, but this is really cute. And it has a white rabbit. And the white rabbit is my favorite Alice in Wonderland character. But the real reason that I went out to make an order on the shop was for this. This is the Four Seasons. This is huge. I mean, it is absolutely huge. And I'm thinking I will probably only do parts of it. I don't even know that I would do the whole thing because it's really big. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can open it up and show it to you without showing you any chart, because the chart's actually, yeah, the chart's actually on both sides, and yeah, it's very big. Very, very big. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, and doesn't look like any of their other patterns. And I had a little bit of trouble finding it, but I'm really glad that I did, because I didn't miss out on it. Haha. Really. So I was really happy to get that. I like it, and I'm kind of happy with that Alice in Wonderland too. I think I'm going to try and stitch that sometime soon. I watch Coffee Stitcher stitch a lot of these soda stitch ones, and he makes the little biscuit squares and puts the little thing inside it, and I always think, boy, that looks like fun to do. I really need to do that. So the other thing that I got, I think I got this off an Etsy store too, because now I'm trying to remember who I got this from, and I'm not really sure. But I bought Strawberry Fields Forever, which is a Blackbird Designs chart. Shoot. I'm pretty sure I bought this from an Etsy store. I wish I had kept the name, but that's what that looks like. And I think Chelsea might be stitching this. I'm not sure, but I saw this and I just thought this was beautiful. I like a lot of the Beatles songs. I'd really like to do the Yellow Submarine one, maybe someday. And then when it's Barrack Samplers. This is a free chart, and I like this too, and I actually might do it. It's called Bright Birds, and it has Barrack Samplers written on it. And on the side it says, please reproduce this chart as needed. I don't know who that's intended for, but I thought that was really pretty too. So I wish I had the name up for the shop, and I'm sorry that I don't. I must have gotten rid of the outer packaging. Very cool. And then I put this down to, I think I got this. I got this with the book, I think. I don't know. I bought these on eBay too, and I put this down to Little Snips, Sarah. She showed Barbara Baatz, B-A-A-T-Z, work, and they're kind of like Mirabilia's, but they're a little different. And this is the African Angel. There's another one that she has that's called African Angel too, that is different than this one. But I really loved this one. I think this is beautiful. And there's a thing on the back that shows some of the other angels. And Sarah shows this pretty much in her video. And then I got a book, and I think Sarah got this one too, which is another one that I had to have. And this is just called Angels. And I'm trying to cut the glare. This is what the front cover looks like, but all 6 of these designs are inside the book. And they're beautiful. Beautiful. And I can't remember what, I know Sarah bought a different one, and I don't remember which one it was, but I bought the Celtic one. I loved this Celtic Angel with all the green in it, because like I said, green is my favorite color. So I had to have that one. And again on the back, I think she bought the Native American one, And I love this one. Look at that. I may have to go and find the rest of them if I ever stitch any of them. But some of these are just so beautiful. So that's Barbara Batz, B-A-A-T-Z. And they're gorgeous. And with one of these that I bought, I also was sent a freebie. This is called the Cat's Meow Village. I mean, cats. Perfect. And I think this is like perforated paper. Yes, this is done on perforated paper. But I was thinking it would be kind of cute to add like embellishments to them and maybe do them kind of set up like a village, like Clock Run Hollow. Might be fun. And then I think in a previous video I showed books that I had of Jane Netley Mayhew's, and I said I didn't have her safari book. I had the jungle one, and I had African. I'm not sure now. But anyway, I went out and I bought her cross-stitch safari book. I love her designs. I love her animals. Her people are pretty cool looking too. These are the Maasai. Those are beautiful. Beautiful. And I think that's almost it for all the cross-stitch things I bought. I have some more stuff coming from 123 Stitch. I did order 25 count Lugana in a size big enough to restart my the garden shed. The shed with all the cats in it. Because I really do want to work on that. But I think I need it to be smaller. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll show it again when it comes. Who knows, it may even come today. I haven't gotten the mail yet. But camera quit. I had 27 minutes and something, and that seems to be about all it will do at one time. Sorry. The other thing that I bought when I was at Joann's was Cross Stitcher magazine. I haven't bought one of these. I actually haven't bought cross stitching magazines much at all this year. But I really liked this cover. Again, it's green, so it caught my attention. And I also like these elephants. I know my daughter, Alexandria, would like that one. That pillow is really pretty. And the picture inside is even more beautiful. It has flamingos in here too, which is pretty cool. It has lots of stuff in here. I'm sure someone else has already done a flip through of this magazine. If you want me to do a flip through, this is September's issue. I don't know if October's is out yet. Probably not, because this is a European cross-stitch magazine. But this is what the pillow looks like inside, and it's just beautiful. So anyway, those were my purchases, my whips, and my FFO. I hope that you enjoyed. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to insert a clip right here. I made a project bag. Yes, I did. I made a project bag. Woohoo! And I really like it. Hopefully the clip is okay and it goes in well. What did I do with it? Oh, I'll give you a sneak peek and then I'll go to the clip. This is my project bag. So here's the clip. Hi, just a quick clip. I hope this is inserted into my most recent update. Today is October 5th, and I have to admit I had stopped stitching for a couple of days, not just to do this. I had some other things I had to do too, but I wanted to make a project bag, or try to, because you know, I have to try all things. I see other people do it. It's like, well, I can make that. So anyway, this is my version of a project bag. I get all my stuff out of it. So I made it with regular cotton fabric and the thick, fusible batting. And it has a top zipper because I don't like fighting with like that little front flap. So I like the top open, and it's a flat bottom. so it will sit and open from the top. You can see I've got some stuff in there because while I was at it, I made myself like a scissor keep for my scissors, and those are just my cheaters. It has a tassel on the zipper pull, which goes across the top, and I have a tab with a D-ring, and then I have a lobster claw there because I think I might try to make myself a scissor fob or a frogger or something to keep out here as another decoration too. But you may have noticed on the front that I have this little pouch, and it has a little loop here too that I figure when I'm working and I want to take the glasses off for any reason, they'll hook in there pretty nicely just to sit. And I put a button on the front, and I actually made a hand-sewn buttonhole, which I'm not done with. I still have to finish that a little bit better. I'm not really happy with the way that is yet. It needs to be finished. But when you open this up, it's actually a needle pouch. It's got a neat little felt for needles. And then this is like a little tuck spot, and then this is elastic. So in these spots I could put my seam ripper. You know, a seam ripper would fit in there. And let's see if I can find my small scissors. Well, not those. Those are a little big. I was thinking like my stork scissors. If you, that's just a little elastic. And then it would fit down in there. And then this would just close back up. And that little stopper there would prevent the point of the scissors from doing any damage. So I have that. And I didn't want this to like be a permanent fixture on my bag. So I attached it with a magnetic snap. And man, these things are strong. They're strong like needle minders. So I guess if you had this off, or even from the inside of this, it may even, let me see, needles. A needle, huh? Let's try this one. Nope, that doesn't work. But from the outside, it would. And back here, this one is very strong. Nothing's going anywhere with that magnet. And I suppose if I didn't want this on the outside, I could always take one of my glass buttons that I have for the back of needle minders, and I could put that on there as a small decoration too, just to cover the magnet up. But I've been playing and having fun. And so this is my needle case that goes on there. You can even hear it click. Once that attaches, it's on there really well. And then that's my project bag. It's not really big. I mean, it's not huge, but it will hold everything for a project that I want to take somewhere. And as far as this D-ring goes, I could also make a small strap off of this that would go around my wrist to carry it too, which is also something I'm thinking about doing. But I wanted to share this with you because I was really excited because this is my first project bag. I have to be careful because this is one of the things, sewing dolls is one of the things that distracted me from cross stitch to begin with. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will send you back to my video. I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to be kind. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being wonderful people that I really enjoy watching your videos. And share the love, stitch everything, and be happy. Until next time, God bless.